A dull rock, a dirty hillside, a forgotten creek. Nothing special, at least. That's what most people think. But experienced prospectors, they stop, they stare, sometimes for just seconds, and then they find gold. Not because they are lucky, because they see what others don't. Welcome to Pro Gems, where ordinary stones hide extraordinary secrets, and where today's forgotten rock could become tomorrow's fortune, because scattered across mountains, riverbeds, deserts, and old mining country are rocks that quietly whisper one thing. Gold may be near. Most people walk past them. Prospectors don't. And by the end of this video, you'll never look at rocks the same way again. Let's begin. Number 10, the rust-stained rock. It doesn't sparkle. It doesn't shine. In fact, it looks ugly, almost diseased, covered in reddish-brown stains. Many people see iron rust and keep walking. Prospectors often do the opposite. They stop, because iron is rarely alone. Deep underground, hot mineral-rich fluids travel through cracks. Those fluids carry metals, lots of metals, iron, copper, silver, and sometimes gold. Over thousands of years, weather strips away the softer materials, but the rusty fingerprints remain, like a crime scene left behind by nature. Before, it's just an ugly red rock. After, it becomes the clue that leads to a gold-bearing zone. And that's exactly why experienced treasure hunters pay attention. Not because rust is gold, because rust often tells a story, and stories lead to discoveries. But our next rock is even more surprising. Number 9, milky white quartz. You've seen it before. Almost everyone has. Bright white, hard, common, boring, or so it seems. Quartz is one of the most misunderstood rocks on Earth. To most people, it's landscaping material. To prospectors, it's a map, because many famous gold deposits around the world were formed inside quartz veins. Imagine a crack opening deep underground. Superheated fluids rush through it. Minerals begin crystallizing, layer after layer, year after year, century after century. And occasionally, gold arrives with them. Not every quartz vein contains gold. Far from it, but enough do. Enough to make prospectors stop every time they see one, especially when the quartz appears fractured, broken, iron-stained, or running through surrounding rock. Before, it's a white stripe across a hillside. After, it becomes a possible doorway to hidden treasure. And the next rock? Most people mistake it for junk. Number 8, pyrite-rich rock. The famous fool's gold. The mineral everyone laughs at, the shiny fake, the great disappointment. But here's what most people never learn. Real prospectors rarely ignore pyrite, because pyrite and gold often share the same geological neighborhood. They form under similar conditions, travel through similar systems, and sometimes they occur together, very closely together. A beginner sees fool's gold. A prospector sees evidence. Evidence matters, because finding clues is how discoveries happen. Gold hunting isn't magic, it's detective work. Every rock leaves a trail, every mineral leaves fingerprints. And pyrite? It often leaves some of the most important fingerprints of all. Before, it's a glittering disappointment. After, it becomes a valuable signpost, pointing somewhere deeper, somewhere more important, somewhere worth investigating. And now things get interesting, because the next rock doesn't even look metallic. Number 7, honeycombed quartz strange holes. Tiny pockets, a surface that looks eaten away. Most people think the rock is damaged. Prospectors sometimes get excited, very excited, because certain sulfide minerals can weather away over time, leaving behind empty cavities, little windows into the rock's history. Years ago, those spaces may have been filled with pyrite or other mineral crystals, the same kinds of minerals often associated with gold-bearing systems. Before, it's a weird-looking rock. After, it becomes evidence that important minerals once lived there. And sometimes, where those minerals existed, gold wasn't far away. Number 6, heavy river rocks. Not shiny, not colorful, just heavy, strangely heavy, and that's what gets attention. Gold is dense, extremely dense, one of the heaviest naturally occurring metals, which means rivers sort materials by weight. Over time, heavy minerals settle together: black sands, magnetite, hematite, garnets, and sometimes gold. Prospectors learn to notice unusual weight, a rock that feels heavier than expected, a gravel layer packed with dense minerals, a concentration where heavy materials gather naturally. Before, it's just another stone in a creek. After, it's evidence of a natural concentration zone, a place where gold might also accumulate. And this is where many discoveries begin, not with gold itself, but with the signs around it, the hints, the whispers, the breadcrumbs nature leaves behind. And now, we arrive at the top 5, the rocks that make experienced prospectors slow down, look closer, and sometimes change their lives. But the next one is different, dangerously easy to miss, a rock so ordinary that thousands of people walk over it every year without noticing. Yet in some regions, it has been associated with astonishing gold discoveries. And what makes it even more fascinating is what happens when sunlight hits a tiny fracture hidden inside. That's where things become truly interesting. We'll reveal that rock next. And trust me, you do not want to miss it, because the final 5 rocks include one clue so powerful that prospectors actively search entire mountainsides just to find it. Number 5, fractured gray rock. Nothing flashy, nothing beautiful, just gray stone, broken by tiny cracks. At first glance, it looks worthless. But prospectors often think differently, because gold rarely appears randomly. It follows pathways, and fractures are pathways. Deep underground, immense pressure twists and crushes rock. Cracks form, faults develop, the Earth's crust shifts, then hot fluids move through those openings, carrying minerals, sometimes carrying gold. Years later, the fluids disappear, the cracks remain, and occasionally, tiny mineral traces still mark their route. A beginner sees damage, a prospector sees opportunity. Before, it's broken rock. After, it's evidence of a mineral system, evidence that something important once moved through that ground. And our next rock becomes even more interesting, because this one often appears exactly where prospectors hope it will. Number 4, greenish altered rock. The color catches attention. Not bright green, not emerald green, just subtle, a strange green tint. Easy to miss, but experienced prospectors notice, because altered rock means change, and change matters. They often transform it, they alter its chemistry, its color, its texture, its identity. Sometimes the original rock becomes almost unrecognizable. Prospectors call this alteration, and alteration can be one of the strongest indicators of past mineral activity. Before, it's ordinary stone. After, it's proof that geological forces were once hard at work. For treasure hunters, that's valuable information, very valuable, because every major gold discovery begins with evidence. An altered rock provides plenty of it, but now we enter the top 3, and the next rock has triggered gold rushes, entire gold rushes. Number 3, quartz veins with iron staining. This is where prospectors stop talking and start paying attention. A bright quartz vein cuts through the hillside, white against dark stone. Then you notice something else: rust, red, orange, brown, nature's warning flag, or perhaps nature's invitation, because some of the world's most famous gold discoveries began exactly this way. A quartz vein, an iron stain, a curious prospector, one decision, one closer look, one swing of a hammer. Before, it's another vein in another hill. After, it becomes the moment that changes everything. The moment a hobby becomes an obsession, the moment an ordinary day becomes a story told for decades. And somehow, the next clue may be even more powerful. Number 2, gossan rock prospectors have a nickname for it: the iron cap. At first glance, it looks rough, rusty, broken, almost worthless. Yet throughout mining history, Gossans have pointed explorers toward enormous mineral deposits hidden below. Here's why. When sulfide-rich ore bodies weather near the surface, iron remains, oxidizes, hardens, and creates a rusty crown above the deposit. A crown prospectors learn to recognize. Because beneath that crown, treasure has sometimes waited: gold, silver, copper, and fortunes. Before, it's a rust-covered outcrop. After, it's one of the strongest geological clues in the entire landscape, which brings us to the rock many prospectors dream of finding. The one clue that can make a heartbeat double instantly. Number 1, the mineralized quartz system. Not a single rock, a system, a network, a story written across the landscape. Quartz veins, iron staining, fractures, alteration, heavy minerals, structural features, multiple clues appearing together. This is what separates casual observation from serious prospecting, because successful prospectors rarely focus on one sign. They look for combinations, patterns, evidence stacking upon evidence, like pieces of a giant puzzle. One clue alone may mean little. 5 clues together? Now attention rises. 10 clues together? Now hearts start racing, because nature rarely whispers only once. It leaves trails, signals, messages. The people who find gold are often the people who learn to read those messages. Before, the landscape looks random. After, every ridge tells a story. Every creek reveals a clue. Every rock becomes part of a larger picture. And that's the real secret. The greatest prospectors aren't simply searching for gold. They're searching for evidence. Gold is the reward. Evidence is the path. The rusty rock, the fractured rock, the quartz vein, the altered stone, the heavy minerals. Each clue alone seems small. Together, they can transform an ordinary walk into an unforgettable discovery. And perhaps that's what makes prospecting so addictive. Not the gold itself, the possibility, the mystery, the feeling that the next bend in the creek, the next hillside, the next rock beneath your boots could change everything. Most people walk past these rocks, never noticing, never wondering, never looking twice. But prospectors do, because they understand something powerful. Treasure rarely announces itself. It hides, quietly, patiently, waiting for someone curious enough to recognize the signs. And somewhere right now, on a lonely hillside, beside a forgotten stream, or beneath a patch of ordinary dirt, another clue is waiting, another story is waiting, perhaps even another discovery. The question is simple: would you recognize it? Thank you for watching ProGems. If you enjoyed this journey into the hidden signs prospectors watch for, subscribe now and join our growing community of treasure hunters, rock lovers, and discovery seekers. Because beneath the surface, the earth still has secrets, and together, we're going to find them.